Thanks to the Forum 6 Tamworth and Wagga Wagga and the Odeon 5 Orange. It's the Talkin Flickster podcast with JT and Grant Lee.
Yes, hello and welcome to the podcast for a Friday as we count down to the weekend. JT here, Grant Lee as well. Hello, Mr. Lee, how are you?
I'm very well this week, Jay. How are you for a Friday?
I'm not very good this week, Mr. Lee, I've got to say.
Oh, why? What's happened? Tell me.
You kind of put me off, right, because I like having a printed sheet in front of me when we do this thing, and then you went and stuffed the questions up this week that badly that you've had to give me a rerun, and I can't print it off, so now I've got to read from the screen. So I'm a little bit miffed.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. But you know what? You're a professional, and you'll deal with it.
No. Seriously,
hang on.
No.
I'm going to rephrase it. You just got to deal with it, okay?
Oh, there we go. Suck it up, princess. That's how it is it? Right, okay. Now, you're right, Mr. Lee. I am the professional in this relationship, so you're right. I will push on.
Yes, that is true.
Unlike you who can't get the questions correct. That's okay. Try harder next week. All right.
I will.
Welcome to the podcast. So this is where we get one of our listeners to come on and review a movie and tell us their thoughts about it, whether they liked it, they didn't like it, and just give us a bit of a rundown into what they saw. And Mr. Lee, this week we have A Dead of Winter, which we spoke about last week, and we raved about it, didn't we? Because it just looks so good.
It does. And I have to say, since opening last week, people are actually coming out and saying it was very interesting. Emma Thompson, they're saying, is brilliant, but it'll be interesting to find out from our Talkin Flickster today to find out what they think about it.
And I hear our Talkin Flickster today is a bit of a film nut, so...
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. Are you? What do you reckon?
I am. Hopefully he doesn't put us to shame or anything.
Well, you've already stuffed up the questions. How bad can it, how much worse can it get? Okay, let's have a listen to the trailer, then we'll introduce today's Talkin Flickster. Good on you, Mr. Lee.
Try that again, you're dead.
Hello? Anyone out there? It's an emergency. There's been a kidnapping. Anyone? Hello? Oh, hey there.
What are you doing up here?
Just a little fishing.
By yourself?
Yeah. Say, you wouldn't happen to know where Lake Hildar is, would you?
Yeah. Just back over the hill here.
Okay. Well, stay warm.
What did she want?
I gave her directions to the lake.
I need you to stop being so nice to people. You hurt. I'm not leaving you. What are we gonna do? We keep going. Simple as that.
We have to make this work. Why are you doing this?
Yes, Dead of Winter, and I will introduce our Talkin Flickster for today. Just let me swap my screen because I can't see it, right? Mr. Lee, it's the wonderful Popcorn Pete. G'day, Pete.
Oh, hi there, fellas. And that's the best Fargo accent I can do, I'm sorry.
Well done.
Oh.
Well, that was one of the best intros, don't you reckon? I reckon that was pretty impressive.
I think it was. Thank you, Popcorn Pete. That was brilliant. I loved it.
Well, as you can hear in the film, Emma Thompson is not using her usual plummy English accent in this film. She's going full-on Fargo.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because I didn't realise that she could do a great accent like that, and it's very good.
Yes, that classic Minnesotan accent. Look, it is hard to not see this performance as good as it is without thinking about Fargo. Really, it is very difficult.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, especially if you love action, a bit of a thriller as well. And I think we spoke about it last week or the last couple of weeks with Emma Thompson. You're so used to seeing her most of the time in a really good rom-com, I suppose, like a or a drama, family movie, yeah. So a bit of a different film to see Emma in. And what was your overall thoughts of her in Dead of Winter?
Look, I would buy tickets to watch Emma Thompson read the phone book, to be honest. But then, look, you could argue that the material is a little bit below her abilities. But, it's Emma Thompson. She's in a survival thriller. It's kind of her Taken, if you're going to put it that way. Mm-hmm. So, look, it's the material's below her, but who doesn't want to see Emma Thompson in an action thriller set in the middle of cold Minnesota?
Can I ask, do you think they got Emma Thompson because it's Emma Thompson for the movie, or do you think someone else could have played the part, or...
Well, look, I think she's actually listed. I think she's listed as one of the producers, so I presume that she found this material and chose to do it.
Oh, it's a way of looking at it. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think just from what I can see, she looks like she is perfect for the role. Let's backtrack just a little bit just to get people around the storyline of Dead of Winter. We know it involves a teenage girl and obviously Emma Thompson's character. Can you just run us through a little bit about the plot of Dead of Winter?
Oh, of course. Well, let's be clear here. Emma Thompson is not playing the young girl. The plot follows the classic wrong place at the wrong time setup. So we've got Barb, played by Emma Thompson, and she's out ice fishing in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota, as part of a personal journey that I don't really want to spoil. And, of course, she stumbles into a kidnapping and becomes entangled in a dangerous situation she certainly never expected to get caught up in.
Oh, dear. So this could happen to anyone, I suppose, if you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, I suppose.
Only if you like to submit yourself to ridiculously cold environments. So I think I'm going to be pretty safe because I'm not going anywhere near where this film is set.
Do you think that? Do you think like the harsh winter setting really makes the film? Because when you look at it, like you've got the obviously you've got the snow, but then you've also got like the iced over lake that's there, and you see a particular scene in the film where like some of that lake comes away, and it just looks, people falling into the water, and it just, I mean, to me, it looks very cold.
Oh, look, one of the first things that really stands out with this film is how effectively it uses its frozen setting. It actually was shot in Finland and Germany, but it's standing in for northern Minnesota. So I'm not too sure about, filmmaking costs of Europe versus the middle of America. I can't imagine filming in Finland and Germany is any cheaper than filming in the States, but maybe, we've got tax incentives, and I suppose it has to be winter wherever you're filming it, but it's certainly a European production. But they use the snowfields, they use the frozen lake really well, and it's not just visuals, it's also the soundscape. There's lots of cracks of branches and crunching of boots on ice, and all of it really adds up to sort of heightening that sense of lurking danger. So I certainly feel that the environment is a major character in this film.
So the guy who's really bad, who's trying to kidnap the young girl, without giving too much away if it is part of the plot, is it bad? Reason why? Is it family related, or is it, why is he picking this teenager girl?
Well, he's actually doing it to help out his wife. His wife is played by Judy Greer. Now, when you think about Judy Greer in films, she's pretty much fallen into the mum role. Everything she's in, she's playing the mum. Of course, she was the mum of the kids in the most recent Jurassic World film. She plays mums a lot now, but she's actually in a very different role in this film. She actually is the main villain, and the reason why Mark Menchaca, who was fantastic in Ozark, is kidnapping women at her behest.
Oh, wow. Because I like her name in the movie. It's called Purple Lady.
Yeah, I think I didn't bother to give her a name. She's Purple Lady, and her husband is like Jacket Guy or something like that.
Yeah, camo jacket.
That's right. So
it's very strange.
Look, you probably don't need to know their names. Let's face it. Yeah, it's just refreshing to see Judy Greer doing something different rather than playing the mum that sort of in the beginning of the film and then disappears for the main plot. So it's good to see her up front, going one-on-one largely with Emma Thompson.
Which is a great thing, as you said, yeah. So do you think the film's more about survival, or what do you think it's really trying to push to us as the audience?
Look, I think there's a couple of things going on in this film thematically. I think the first thing is survival and endurance. So how far will people go to stay alive in a hostile environment? And on top of that, you've also got isolation and loneliness. So what's the psychological toll of being cut off from others? So it's got some pretty good, deep-running themes, this film.
Because I know if I didn't have my phone working or internet, I'd be lost. And most young kids today, they'd be lost without their phone. And we know in the movie there is nothing. As you said, they're isolated. Nothing. It's quite scary.
Absolutely. And certainly the wrong place to run into some kidnappers. But luckily, Barb has, a certain set of skills, you could say, to survive. And, of course, her moral compass says she has to try and rescue the girl.
Popcorn Pete, let's talk about the girl, Laurel Marsden. She plays Leah. Now, she's only 24, so she's still quite young. How did you find her playing that role in the film?
Oh, look, she's no Emma Thompson, let's face it. But from a character perspective, she just has to look scared and tied up for most of the film. So not a huge amount of character depth there. She's more a plot device than a character.
Okay. So which character do you think faces the most significant moral dilemma in the whole movie?
Well, that would definitely have to be, what did we say, Camo Guy? That's Mark Menchaca from Ozark. Not only is he bitterly cold and doesn't really want to be doing this, he is conflicted on, what he's being forced to do to help out his wife.
Well, that's scary. So you were saying that, it's filmed in Finland. I don't know whether I've ever heard of a movie being filmed over there for an American, and to be so cold. Do you know how long they were actually filming it took to do it? Because you imagine being there for that length of time.
Look, it seemed to be shot on location to me. There didn't seem to be any CGI green screen stuff going on. Like, there'd have to be. It's a modern film. But it seemed to me that they were actually out there on the lake and actually out there in the snow. So, wow, I think that would have been quite an uncomfortable environment to make a film in.
Yeah, because sometimes, it does take, 12 to 3 months to, 12 weeks to 3 months to actually do something. So it'd be interesting to know how long it actually did take them to film it. Because I know I can't handle cold. I've just come back from Ireland and it was freezing over there. And I mean, it was so cold. I just went, nah, I can't live here. It's too cold. Tamworth's much nicer.
Well, from my perspective, Tamworth is cold.
Yeah, I agree. Touche. But I guess Mr. Lee's become accustomed to it over the years. So, yeah. Let's take a look at... Let's take a look at the atmosphere, I guess, surrounding the film, sound design, score. How would you say the music contributed to the movie? Because let's be honest, if they get the soundtrack right, it's going to be a good film.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not familiar with the composer's work, but the score's from Volker Bertelmann, presumably a local talent if they're filming in Europe, and he provides a score which is a lot of sort of atmospheric pulses and sort of low mysterious synths, and it kind of builds to, he had some sweeping strings as the danger escalates. I thought the score was quite good. Certainly the sound design and the score come together well to create a world that feels both harsh and hypnotic.
Well, it's Grant Lee's type of soundtrack. He enjoys that. Well, who was it again? What was the band called? The composer?
Volker Bertelmann.
Thank you very much. That's in the Camry tomorrow,
go.
isn't it? Yes, that's right. Oh, dear.
So can I ask Popcorn Pete, in what way does Dead of Winter, how different it is from other survival films?
Well, that's a good question. Look, I think the difference here really has to be Emma Thompson. Like, the plot could be any straight to DVD, straight to streaming thriller. And let's face it, there's plenty of these sorts of movies on streaming services. But the difference here, the trump card they've got is Emma Thompson, because she absolutely anchors the film with a very grounded, quietly fierce performance. And the things that she just does with a little shift of her face, because the film is mostly her alone. And she just does little things with her face and just does so much with so little. It really is a very, very more than competent performance, which is why I say the material is a little bit below her talent, but she certainly knocks it out of the park. And, if you've ever wanted to see, and this is not a huge spoiler, but if you've ever wanted to see, Emma Thompson sew up her own bullet hole with a rusty fish hook, then this is the film for you.
It's always great when you see some of these survival type movies, especially out in those conditions, because, it wouldn't be easy.
Oh, absolutely not. And look, if they were actually in the middle of this lake, it's one thing to actually take a camera, but to take the whole crew, and I presume you'd have the crew and equipment and lighting and sound, and you're all filming in the middle of a frozen lake. It would be quite an achievement. Again, I don't know how much of it was done on a sound stage. There'd have to be some elements. But yeah, to my eyes, they were out there doing it for real for much of the film.
Oh, their insurances would be very high then, because if you had 50-odd people around in the middle of a lake, anyone could have got frostbite. They could have had anything go wrong. So, then I would hate to be paying the insurance bill.
I'd hate to be paying their Kathmandu bill.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you have to rug up, like 100%. Oh, you'd be well and truly rugged up. Yeah, and then you obviously have to take it off to do some of those scenes. But that'd I don't know. But I guess when you got the professionalism of Emma Thompson, who's probably been through those kinds of things, I mean, I guess that would obviously help. Do you, when you look at the movie, do you think that maybe we could see a Dead of Winter 2 at any point, or do you think that's it, where the cue's in the rack there and there's nowhere else to go?
I don't want to spoil the ending, but I can't imagine there's going to be a sequel unless it's a completely new set of characters.
Okay, that's interesting. That's got me very intrigued to find out.
Well, Emma Thompson could become like another Liam Neeson in Taken, for example. She could come back to kick ass again, right? So, I mean, you wouldn't like to think lightning would strike twice, but look at all these characters in these movies. That always happens, doesn't it? Look, every time Bruce Willis in Die Hard always seems to find himself in a very difficult position.
You know what happened to John McClane? It can happen to Barb from Minnesota.
I agree.
Okay, well, we've come to that time of the podcast now where I'm going to head over to my Choc Top freezer, open it all up. I'm going to grab 5 Choc Tops, and I would like to know, Popcorn Pete, how many Choc Tops you're going to give Dead of Winter, please?
I'm going to give it 3 Choc Tops, 1 for Judy Greer and 2 for Emma Thompson.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's right. 3's good. I think I like a 3. Yeah. Don't you like a 3, Mr. Lee? Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I do. It's better than half, so that's a much better score. So thank you. That's a great score. Thank you so much, Popcorn Pete. We really appreciate you coming today.
Mate, thank you for coming on. And Mr. Lee, we're going to go now. So that's Dead of Winter. It's out now. Make sure you go and check it out. That's it for us, done and dusted for the week. How good's that? And yeah, you have a lovely weekend. What are you doing? Anything exciting?
Look, I'm actually heading to the movies this weekend to watch Dead of Winter.
Good. I'm glad. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really good.
I can't wait. That and Nuremberg, because that's the other movie I want to watch.
Russell Crowe. Yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah.
Which, remember from yesterday's podcast, we were talking about it, and it looks really good.
Yes, it does. So there's heaps of great movies out. Make sure you go and check something out this weekend. Miss Lee, we're going in. I thought because, we're in December, I thought I'd bring out some Christmas music. What do you reckon? You like that? Makes you feel all festive-y?
Yeah, it is a bit festive.
Yeah.
I just love Christmas music. We hear it all day at work. It's just great.
That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Well, we'll catch you next week.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Want to be our next Talking Flickster? Register now at forum6.com.au or odeon5.com.au. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies.